Good day, you're watching African Free Press Television. My name is Sam Adedoyin Kubi, bringing you the news today. First, the headlines. UN asks Nigeria to explain brutal mass eviction in Lekki. Condemnations trail Edo Assembly amended pension law for governors and deputy. Army arrests 37 Boko Haram suspects in Lagos and Ogun State. Buhari withholds Obasanjo, IBB, Jonathan's salaries. Senate passes National Poverty Eradication Commission bill into law. Now the news in detail. United Nations asked the Nigerian government yesterday for urgent information about a forced eviction of about 30,000 people from makeshift homes in Lekki neighborhood, a prime site for luxury apartments in Lagos State, amid reports of brutality and possible breaches of human rights laws despite a court order issued against the eviction. In August, Lagos State government gave residents who lacked building permits 2 weeks to move out of Lekki and other off-market districts. Authorities have demolished several shanty towns that it says are home to criminal gangs, making them a security threat as well as breaching building regulations. The UN Special Rapporteur on the right to housing, Leilani Farah, said yesterday that 4 people were reported to have died in the eviction and others have complained of brutal treatment. It was reported that fire was used to raise the homes of some people in the middle of the night by the Nigerian police force and Lagos State government, leaving individuals and families scrambling in the middle of the night for safety and shelter. Last week, Amnesty International called on Nigeria to shelve plans to demolish more illegal settlements which are common in the poorest parts of Lagos, a city of 23 million people. The new amendment by the Edo State House of Assembly to the pension rights of former governors and deputies, which now entitle them to houses worth 300 million naira, has received knocks and condemnations from the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) and civil society groups in the state. The House, in amending the 2007 pension rights of the governor and deputy governor law on Wednesday, included the provision of a building valued at not more than 200 million naira for a former governor and another worth 100 million naira for his deputy, both of whom were given the privilege of choosing their preferred locations for the houses. Also, the governor is to enjoy pension for life at a rate equivalent to 100% of his last annual salary, 3 vehicles every 5 years, and free medical treatment for the governor and his immediate family. The state chairman of PDP, Chief Dan Orbi, described the action of the lawmakers as anti-people and unacceptable. He said the amendment could not be justified, especially at a time the current recession was taking its toll on the citizens of the state. Similarly, civil society groups under the Edo Civil Society organizations have accused the House of promoting a personal interest with the amendment, saying it is quite painful seeing legislatures taking their personal gains more seriously than that of the people that voted them in. The Nigerian Army said it has arrested 37 Boko Haram members in Lagos and Ogun states between August 2015 and October 2016 and handed over to higher authorities for prosecution. General Officer Commanding GOC of 81 Division, Major General Henry Edet, said this at a handing over ceremony on the 17th of November 2016. General Edet, who spoke shortly after handing over the reign of command to Major General Ebenezer Oyefolu, said Lagos is not an exception in the arrest of Boko Haram fighters. As the war in the northeast becomes intense, insurgents run to different parts of the country to hide. He added that his interaction with other commanders indicated that insurgents are also being arrested in other parts of the country where they seek refuge. He implored the rest of the Nigerian military, in collaboration with the vigilante groups, to keep up the fight and stay vigilant as there are still attacks being reported from Borno State. It has been revealed that former presidents Goodluck Jonathan, Olusegun Obasanjo, General Ibrahim Babangida, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, and others have not been paid their salaries and allowances by the federal government since January this year. Lawmakers in the Senate Committee of Federal Character and Intergovernmental Affairs were shocked when they learned this during a visit to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF. According to findings, payment schedule had severally been sent for the President's approval to assess funds in the service-wide vote for the purpose, but all attempts in that direction were to no avail. The senators, who were not swayed by the explanation, kicked against the non-payment of the former president, insisting the office of the SGF and the committee must resolve the crisis. while also stressing the need to draw attention of the Budget Office and Ministry of Finance to development for quick resolution. A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a National Poverty Eradication Commission has been passed by the Nigerian Senate. While submitting a report on behalf of the Senate Joint Committee on National Planning and Economic Affairs and Poverty Alleviation and Social Welfare, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso said this is the first time in the history of the Nigerian Federal Legislature that an attempt is boldly being made in passing into law a bill that will put to test the justifiability of economic and social provision as contained in the Act. The bill, which was read for the second time on the 21st of April 2016 and committed to the Joint Committee, seeks to enact a law that will strengthen the execution of poverty eradication programs in Nigeria. This brings us to the end of the news today. I remain Sam Adedoyin Kubi. Thanks for watching.